Glad I got that out of me. Because it would have been really awkward if I started the broadcast and that happened. Not exactly sure who to credit for that, but thank you. I appreciate it. I gotta show you something. So, you know how I've been eating cereal lately, and I tell you I have a problem with wheat? Apparently it's more problems than I thought. So, I gotta be careful about not eating too much. Let me show you something, okay? I'm fine. I'm okay. This has happened before, but... Can you see that? Can you see how it's red there? It's not mascara. Burst blood vessels. It happens because I'm straining. Yeah, it was a hard day. Literally, very hard, compacted day for that. The only thing I can attribute it to is specifically having, like, maybe 2 bowls of cereal yesterday. I didn't think I had that much, but man, there's just something about, like, insoluble fiber. I didn't think I had that many insoluble fibers. So, I don't know. All I'm saying is that I got a problem pooping sometimes. Unless I stick to beans. I gotta stick to beans. No grains, beans. Beans, no grains. But the grains are so tasty. What else am I supposed to do? I mean, I guess I gotta take a softener, right? I've tried it before. It tastes floury. When they tell you to take a softener to help with that, it's like I can only find like the these sheets, very floury sheets. The fabric softener, I assume that's kind of softener that helps things go through. The fabric softener, right? Well, I'm wearing fabric, and it's a softener. If I just suck on it, maybe. And it's kind of chewy, and it never really goes anywhere. Tastes like soap. Anyway, yeah, fun. Getting older is awesome. Incontinence. Honestly, pick your poison. Would you rather not be able to do it or do it too much? And I'm like, man. I just like to be in the middle for once, like Malcolm. Can I do that? Will my body let me do that? I don't know. So this honestly probably describes a greater part of my day. Tonight, since it's the middle of the week, we did a Intel broadcast, a live broadcast on the Intel Graphics Discord server. Hung out with a few fellow nerds. They kept trying to steer the conversation toward tech, and I'm like, no, but I just, watched a little bit of this program the other night, and I really have been enjoying Mayor of Easttown. For whatever it's worth, I've been so busy. Is the right word to use today? That I did watch The Bad Batch last night, 75% of it, and then I conked out. Like, I've got 15 or so minutes left to watch in the first episode, but it is great. The Bad Batch, 2 thumbs up. Like, it is good. It is solid. I don't want to, like, issue any spoilers here, but it is very reminiscent of the Clone Wars, right, in terms of animation style, and still very rooted in what's going on with Star Wars. I appreciated the just about everything that I saw. Nothing's throwing me off. I'm fine with this being an animated series. The only thing I would be concerned about is there was a rather large part of this first episode that seems to be in conflict with a comic arc. I don't want to, again, mention anything, because spoilers, big time spoilers. And when I say comic arc, I don't just mean like Dark Horse. I mean Marvel. Recent years, canon. So, it's just interesting to see that, what I saw in The Bad Batch, and I like what I saw, and remembering the story from canon. And the two are kind of not really in line with one another. So I'm curious to know what they're going to do about that, if they're going to do anything. The next episodes are 28 to 35 minutes. Oh no, man! Oh man! Bad Batch is so amazing. By the way, shout out to Panfred Nudo. Panfred Nudo right there. Member of the Locker Gnome team. If you look on my page, my profile page, there's an extension I installed, so I'm encouraging all my Locker Gnome team members to install it too. It lists all of them. And it'll be an ongoing list. It'll be a growing list. But you can see all the Locker Gnome team members right there in one list on my profile page. I installed something else. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Doing nothing is doing something. That's true. So is watching The Bad Batch. The Bad Batch is awesome. I can't recommend it enough for fellow Star Wars fans. If you're not a fan of Star Wars, I'd still recommend it. Hello. That's not a surprise, or should not come as a surprise to anybody. But it is, it easily fits within the greater Star Wars galaxy of storytelling. My only question is, again, were the comics not canon then, even though you told us it was canon? Because if there was a hierarchy for me, it would be movies and TV shows and these episodic cartoon series, and then minus Lego. Lego would be the exception to that rule, and then comics and books. Like, to me, that's the canon. That's canon, and then comics and books seem to be these other parts of the world that don't seem to be true. Okay, so we got Naziz's lights. Let's go ahead and go blue. We flipped blue just for you, GC Laredo. Thank you so much for that. We are going to be building bag number 3 today. Sticking to one bag tonight. The Darth Vader bust. I think I have, unfortunately, one tiny little sticker left, sadly. Pathetically. Those should not have gone in there. Bag number 3 is going to get knolled here in a tiny bit. This is what we have so far. So far, so good. Or I think so. So, the info icon on that list of the team just shows loading. No info. Really? That's odd. Does the list show at least? Because when I loaded it on my page, I could see it. Each person has an info icon next to their name. Interesting. You loved the Vader bust build? Well, it happened yesterday. Primarily. So now I'm going to show you today's kind of discoveries, uncoveries, if you will. Uncoveries? Is that fair? I found this online. I probably wouldn't have bought it outright because we already had a set. And the reason why I probably would not have purchased this, I mean, it's nice to have the box, don't get me wrong. We already had the set. Primarily, this set, unfortunately, kind of has some issues with some of the foam pins, including, unfortunately, the Darth Vader pin. There's like a chunk missing from it. Chunk love sloth. So I'm going to see about trying to repair that. How would I go about repairing or attempting to repair a foam piece? And I'm thinking maybe like Suguru. And that because of the black, right? That might work. I might try to do some basic surgery on that. But now that I have, I mean, it's nice to have, a couple of backup pins just in case the other ones go missing or get torn on accident. So I've got some backups. So this is basically this box here, a Disney Parks exclusive Imperial bowling set foam. These are backups. These are backup pins, but I love stuff like this. This stuff is fun. No, they did not invent Star Wars lawn darts. At least that I know of. No lawn darts. No lawn darts were done. Hey, Seoris. Good to see you. Good to see everybody, really. Shout out to everyone. Spray foam fill and then cut it down and paint. Foam fill? That's a thing? I'm learning something new today. Foam fill? Foam fill spray? Interesting. Insulates large gaps quickly. Foam filler? That's at Home Depot. That's like for insulation. For insulation? For really? Is that what I want? Great stuff. Smart dispenser sealant. I'm learning as I go along. Insulates large gap quickly. Alright, well, I guess that might be... That makes a hell of a lot more sense than Suguru. We're going to add at the chat. Fine, we're going to add at the chat. The chat has now been ad-hatted. Cut it down to sand it. Interesting. Okay, cool. I will do that. Imperials have been spotted on the ground. Air and ground troops to your battle stations. Very nice. I learned something new today. I'm going to do that. I'm gonna try to DIY. Can you believe it? Yep, I'm still here. I can't believe it. I'm gonna DIY. Headed down to Disney World, 5-year-old and wife for the first time, 16 days with their first trip. Can't wait to share how awesome it all is. Oh, marked up Cyborg. I am so jealous. I'm so jealous. Keep your eye out for really cool stuff, like the Star Wars sporks. I've got a list of things that I'm looking. I'm not going to ask you to do it because you're going on family vacation, so it wouldn't be right. But I'm looking. I want to get the water fan cooler thing. I want a set of Kyber crystals. There's some stuff at Doc Ondar's. Some Dasani bottles, the sporks, the Ahsoka plush, the Rey plush, the Boba Fett posable figure, the Silver Spire gift card, USB data storage unit at Savi's workshop possibly, the wooden frog, the wooden convor, the new droid, the rainbow droid. I want that one too. So I've got a laundry list, like my wish list of stuff. Did you get that? I would only foist that upon someone who had the time. Trust me, yes, I need this, I need this. I want the USB data drive, 1 or 2, because I want to use that for my 3D printer. I didn't even think of that back in the day, but like right now I'm using a USB stick, but I really want to use a Star Wars USB stick. That'd be awesome. It's not that big. It wouldn't be that big. Like you just ship it or something. You got at least Kyber crystals. No. I'll read it again. Take notes this time. Get your pencil ready. The water fan cooler thing. It's a thing. It's that you press it and then the water comes out and it sprays a mist. The Kyber crystal set. Doc Ondar's has got some stuff. Dasani bottles. Like full or empty. I don't think they'll let you send them full. But like there's like Arabesh style Dasani bottles. Sporks, which are in short supply. The Ahsoka plush from the Toydarian gift shop. Rey plush from the Toydarian toy shop. The Boba Fett posable figurine from Toydarian. The Silver Spire gift card. The USB data storage unit, possibly from Savi's workshop, maybe at Doc Ondar's. The wooden frog, also from Toydarian. The wooden convor, also from Toydarian. Like the musical instrument things. So there, did you get it that time? Are we now on the level? Are we good? Are we now? We're good there? Post a list in the... Fine, I'll post a list in the dang Discord. I'll do it. Do it. I just like the small, fun, really cool stuff. I will post it over here in Star Wars Radar. There. I posted it in Star Wars Radar. And I just advanced to level 28 on Discord. That's amazing. So there's the Discord link for everybody. The Star Wars Radar channel has my laundry list. C. Travis 13 says we're hoping to be able to go to Disneyland this year. Oh, man. I'm the only one who's like going to be missing out. That sucks. Well, I'll just keep printing 3D things that are Star Wars-ish. Then I'll be happy. I'll be good. I am going to be buying this foam spray thing tomorrow. Like, no doubt about that. I'm going to try it. Because I was like, I figured I'd be, like, lost. Painting it might be tricky because the white is more of an off-white. And so finding the right color may be a bit more difficult. Use a small amount first. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't, like, want to overdo it anyway. And I've got files, so I should be able to file it down. The Darth Vader job, I'm not too concerned about. But everything, the Stormtroopers, finding the right paint for it may be a bit of a challenge, or I may just file it down and just call it a day. Jedi is ready for mint toothpaste, she says. So I went out online, because they don't sell these anymore, and got some mint-flavored Crest toothpaste with the Stormtroopers, First Order Stormtroopers. So she now has mint toothpaste. Happy that. Then I also got, I showed these a while ago, but I got another one of these. Where did I put the other ones? Are they in here? Give me a second. I don't know where. Oh, in here. There we go. So I've got the Star Wars story cubes. This one is in a container. This one came in this nice little box. Don't think it has as nice of a container, but let's see here. Story cubes are pretty fun. Is that going to open? Oh, I see. So this one, they're different containers for it. But the idea is that you roll the dice, and then you see the icons, and then they basically tell a story. So story cubes. Kind of fun. Good for creativity, story cubes. Use the TIE Fighter. The Stormtrooper will miss the cavities. Oh, fix him, dude. Why did I not think of that? You are correct. You are correct. Sir. For Jedi's birthday, which is not for a while. Well, let me set context for this first. So years ago, like when I was a kid, I wanted a camera, right? For like Christmas or birthday or whatever. And one year, Santa Claus brought a Polaroid camera, Instamatic, right? Where you, and then like 3 rolls. I maybe bought one more roll after that, but I had the camera. I just didn't have $10 to buy each additional roll from then on, or however much it cost. Like it never happened. But I did get a camera. So Jedi is officially going to get her own camera. This is a Star Wars Instax Mini 9. It was on sale the other day with a May the 4th specials. It's even got a little selfie mirror in there, BB-8 and R2-D2. There's also a Mandalorian full-on one, but the price is still a little kind of pricey even on sale. I'm like, maybe eventually it'll go like 50% off? I don't know. But it also came with 2 rolls, quote-unquote rolls, of Star Wars film. So I get to collect one, I get to hold on to one indefinitely, because, you know, that's a thing, and she gets to use one. Right? She gets to use one with that. So that was going to be one of her birthday presents. I don't know if she's going to be excited for it, but I'm excited for her. I also took advantage of the discount on May the 4th. And I mentioned this the other day that I wanted to get a few of these. They come with additional Rebel Fleet Troopers. And so I already have one that I've opened. So I've got that card out. I've got this figure off the card, if you will. But the nice thing is I can keep this one in the box and be good. But also take it apart and extend these walls. But I am looking to potentially pick up even more of these because they do connect. These walls do connect. Nice for toy photography, specifically for my scale, the 3.75 inch scale. So Jedi, hopefully will not see what else is in here. I gotta hide a few things because she was peeking and poking around earlier. Hey DB3D Dan, good to see you. So now I get to move on to the next thing I get to show you. I think I went thrifting today. It was a good score on the thrifting. The Tantive 4 is a good set. I would only recommend getting it on sale because you can. I don't know if the sale. I don't know if the sale's still going on. I probably need to like hook up my Amazon affiliate account, don't I? Tantive. Yeah, no, it's no longer on sale. Purchased on May 4th, so it's currently at 50. I got the Star Wars cubes on sale for $10. I got the Instax for $48. Wait. Yeah? No. Did I? Yeah, for $48, which was incredible because that was about half off because it's about currently $80. And then I got the Tantive for $30, $33. So, like, really nice discount. Let's begin with this. I was looking for folders the other day, and someone was doing an eBay auction of this one. This is a vintage Empire Strikes Back folder. I would say for its age, rather in good condition, but since it had Darth Vader, it's a little crunch. It's not mint, but I would say in pretty good condition. You know, it's been around for a long time, but now I have this folder. I never had this folder when I was a kid, unfortunately. It was not a thing. There's yesterday's print, the Lithophane. Tweeted this out if you want to see what it looks like. because that doesn't do it justice, unfortunately. Let's put that there. Then I got, what else? Here, this cane. I also got this online. I thought I had this already, and maybe we did already have it, and it somehow got lost in a shuffle. But Jedi's kind of got a little collection of Star Wars cookbooks, and so this will join that collection. The BB-8, the newer cookbook, right there. Now I can go back to school, no doubt about that. No doubt. No doubt. Nice band. Really? A cookbook? Yeah, Airwolf. Of course. Why not? You love that BB-8? It is awesome. Admittedly. Someone recently has appeared to be liquidating at our local thrift shop their Star Wars stuff. So I found a couple of tins. This one you can see listed at $2.99. But I also saved like 20% on it, so it was closer to like $2. 20%-ish? Yeah, I think I saved about $1 on this one. Because I also found this one. Now, originally it retailed for $1, but I got it for $1.29. Not bad. And it's good. I don't think it was ever used. I don't think either of these were ever used. This was something that was available clearly at Target. You can tell by that. Probably found in the Bullseye's Playground. This was an exclusive from Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty, a Funko tin. So, a couple of tins, really nice. Don't know what's going to go in them yet. Post a new photo of your latest 3D print on Discord. Cool, I'll have to take a look. You need to go thrift shopping more? You do. I find awesome things thrift shopping, including 3 things that initially I passed on. I was like, nah, I'm good. But I had a 20% off coupon. And I'm like, maybe I'll hold on to them for now, and we'll see what happens. Oh, I'm sorry. Ms. Liz. Is Ms. Liz still here? I'll turn on emote-only chat if Ms. Liz is still here. I totally missed that. You may freak. I'm not sure if I'm keeping the next 3 things I'm about to show you. And yes, I'm saying that knowing full well that they are Star Wars. Any Bantha recipes? Let me look. Marcus Adams wants to know if you'll ever come join us on the YouTube STS streams. Yes, I guess I can. Be happy to. If you allow me to talk about Star Wars, yeah, I'd be happy to join the stream. Han Solo oatmeal, Parfait de Resistance, Maz Canada frittata, Star Killer pancakes, best kind of pancakes, raisin bread, raisins. I wish they would make a vegan cookbook. I really do. I would love a vegan cookbook. Can't they do that? Can I just... I'm gonna make that request to the only person I know. I'm like, can you please make a vegan cookbook, please? Please? I would love to help. I'm not a cook, but I would love to help. You know, if I was an author of a book, like a vegan Star Wars cookbook would be like the pinnacle. And I'm not a chef. Okay, so here's what I got. This is huge, right? Absolutely ginormous. I didn't even know these things existed. Never saw this, never knew this thing existed until effectively today. Yes, there are plenty of things Darth Vader in the cookbook. So you can see the price. It says $39.99. Ignore that because I used a coupon. And so it brought the price down closer to $30. So $30 basically for this. Okay, so I could hold on to it indefinitely.
Hello there.
I know, hello. That's what I'm saying, Zach. I could hold on to it indefinitely. Or, I mean, it's in good shape. It's never been opened, right? I didn't even know that this collection even existed. Probably because they didn't have a Darth Vader. They had the other figurines here. Like the Boba Fett, Stormtrooper. It's surprising they didn't have a Darth Vader one of these. I'm kind of glad they didn't because that probably would have cost me a pretty penny. But, I was like, okay, that's, I passed out on it originally, and I'm like, okay, no, I can do that. $30. And if anything, could turn around and probably sell it. Now, you can get it on eBay. I'm not going to say for roughly the same price, but, like, let's just say, I could say, all right, I could sell it locally if I wanted to for, like, 50 or 60 bucks. I don't know if I would sell it immediately. I don't know if it would eventually sell. I don't know if I'd have to negotiate. but I probably wouldn't want to sell it for any more than what I paid for it. And what I paid for it was probably, maybe, I don't know, how much did this originally retail for? I'm kind of curious. Like, this thing, back then, if I saw this would probably be, feels like it would be a $50 item. It looks like it would be a $50 item. This. But I wasn't really paying attention when it was released, so I totally missed that. So that's one of the things that I got thrifting that I'm not sure if I'm going to hold on to indefinitely or put out there to sell, which I've done. I've purchased Star Wars things that I've already had. I already had it. I'm like, oh, here's an Imperial Walker. It's $10. I'm like, I could easily sell this for $50, and so I'll grab it for $10 and then sell it for $50. Because it's an old unit, right? Like, no one, but it's just finding it, right? So I do flip Star Wars items. I do. I believe it or not. Certain things I don't. Like these trinkety things, like not so much. But when I find them thrifting for a good price, like a $10 AT-AT that's in good shape, $50. Easily. That's money. And then I turn around and use that money on other products that I might keep, might not keep. Years ago, someone gave me this, even though this isn't the thing that he gave me. I'm not sure what happened to the thing that he gave me. But this was also in the stack, and unopened, the story of Darth Vader. This was produced by Kenner back in, let's see here, $75, original retail, 1998. 98 is when this was out. 98. Okay? So, this was definitely before Revenge of the Sith. The story of Darth Vader. So, it's kind of interesting. And there's the old Anakin doll / action figure. More of a doll than an action figure. But, this was marked down in good shape. A little shelf wear there. $24.99. Again, save money on this. This was closer to like $20. Right there. Sorry if I was holding it up the wrong way there because of the preview and the printer. But either way, story of Darth Vader. Then I spied with my little eye the C-3PO. This was also $24.99 marked down. So, oh boy. Get in there. I wasn't planning on opening. You don't open yourself, you nincompoop. So, it's got detachable limbs, this C-3PO here. And the book. And the case. And the net. Right, there's a net down there. The net Funicello, right down there. No, the net that he's carried in by Chewbacca. Also, probably 1998, $75 retail originally. So, I got a massive discount on those two things, thrifting. So those were good prices. But again, I may very well hold on to these until I'm like, okay, I think I could possibly sell them for maybe 2 or 3 times the amount that I paid for them, if there's that much of a demand for any one of these things. So, it's just a matter of timing. Right, with those types of items, and so I'm planning on holding them indefinitely, but they're big, so I don't know how long I'm going to be holding on to them. I'm kind of surprised this showed up so soon, so quickly. This is, I got more, trust me, I got more. I haven't opened the box yet. This is Hallmark acquisition on May the 4th. By the way, before I forget, Marked Up Cyborg, thank you for subscribing. Woo! Let's do this. Now, I think I've got like 2 packages coming from Hallmark because some things were pre-order on May the 4th. Let's put that there for now. Man, good haul. I know what I just showed you was the thrifting haul. This is not from the thrifting haul. This is a Hallmark, and it's a Darth Vader lightsaber hilt pizza cutter. The slice is strong with this one, is what it says. The slice is strong. So we had one of, we didn't have the Darth Vader one, but we had another one of these. And so I'm thinking, it even lights up. You see the light in there? I'm thinking of because I've got another coupon that's coming up after Mother's Day. Thinking about getting a second one of these. So one to collect and one to actually friggin' use. And I know people say, oh, how could you have the tool and not use it? I'm like, I don't know. Because it's collectible. There's certain things that I get from Hallmark's got some good Star Wars stuff. They really do. Oh my god. This is way bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be very small. I genuinely thought this was going to be very small. Oh my god. Holy. Oh man. So this this, oh, I love this. I may just keep the default photo. This is a plaque of sorts, right? You can put it on the desk or table, and it says, "The Force is strong with my family." All these things were on sale. Hallmark had a pretty decent sale yesterday, and it's very rare that Hallmark gets a sale. But it says, "The Force is strong with my family." There's the Hallmark postcard thing of A New Hope. It's really funny. I think it's funny. It's just, I got to admit, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know like why I thought it was going to be like half the size of this, but I genuinely thought it was going to be about half the size of that. Seriously, I didn't know it was going to be that big. But it is nice. I mean, like, of all the frames that I could have, like, you know, I might be compelled to get, other pictures in there. But that's a nice picture, outright. Like, at least looks a Star Wars clip. Star Wars is family, yeah? Yeah? So, those are pretty much all of my, my pickups. My attainments? What's the word I'm looking for? The things that I got today. Fair enough. Imagine if Chris discovered all the cable shopping channels. Well, I have, and they suck. Magma Leaf, thank you for mentioning the Star Wars shirt. Wore it yesterday, loved it so much, wore it again today, and yes, I did shower. FYI. So, don't freak out. Don't like, oh my god, you're wearing it. I'm okay. I'm okay in that sense. Let's go ahead and flip over to, after turning off the ad at the chat, to this view. And we've got an Imperial Walker. You know, I don't know about that color. Let's see here. I think I need to change that color. I think we need to go with more of a yellow color, yeah? Color. Oh wait, can I? There's a background. I don't want a background color. I want like a shadow. Can I do a shadow? Outline. There we go. That's what I want to do. Outline color. Select color. There we go. That's what I want to do. Because I need it to like jump out a bit. Ooh, that's like, ew, what does that look like that? Do I need to like increase the font size? I'm obviously, you can see that I'm messing with something new down there. There we go. This is, does anybody know what it is? Save. Woo! Does anybody know what that is? Does anybody know what that says? I think I need to change the color, though. Sorry for, like, interrupting everybody's flow. Does anyone know? Everybody know what that is? Anybody? Everybody? What is that? This is, in Aurebesh, what I happen to be printing right now. So, in case you were wondering. I may have to go to a smaller size, I guess. Bloop. Beep, bloop, bloom. Goodbye to your home. There we go. Yeah, I guess I have to go to a smaller size. What does it say? Cam Tono. That's right. Someone knows Aurebesh. It is a Cam Tono. So I thought I would do this. I thought, like, instead of, like, saying what it is, I would actually have, in Aurebesh, like, what I happen to be printing that this particular night, or any particular night. The problem is that it's kind of interrupts chat. So let's go ahead and move it up there. How's that look? Look okay? That's what I'm printing right now. Okay, isn't that cool? I've got a freaking Aurebesh thing. I think that's freaking wild. Like, I can put it somewhere else, too. I mean, I'm not sure exactly where it's going to land right now. I mean, that could very well change. We don't have a lot of people during bits tonight. Nobody, really. No new followers, no new bits, no donations, no gifted subs, no anything like that. But we do have what will be a Camtono. This is what Builder's Mark basically sliced together for me. Gonna see how well it works, but in looking at what it might be, I felt it would be a problem if I didn't do it with supports for a couple of different reasons. It's going to be a bit more of a challenge. What did I call your mother? A Camtono? That's called her a Camtono, I guess. I didn't know. So this is a Builder's Mark. This is at 25% the original Camtono size. It's kind of a test. I'm using the iridescent pink, or iridescent pearl for it in experimenting with a smaller size. But it is clear, very, very, very clear that it needed supports. So I'm probably overdoing it a bit, but now that I know I can like do something with that excess material, I'm not too worried about it right now. CRS, feel free to listen to Builder's Mark. It's just a default 0.4 nozzle, which is more than sufficient. So, now that we've got the print out of the way, we've introduced the Aurebesh. I love it. I love it. I got freaking Aurebesh. Oh my god. I found that I sent this actually to Set to Build, who's also, by the way, speaking of Set to Build, let's do a shout out to Set to Build. He's also on the Locker Gnome team. I sent him a link to this earlier because I was like, you know, there's a couple like even English fonts, not just Aurebesh, but someone's hosting a handful of Star Wars fonts over on GitHub. So there's a link to where I found these, and I've got another one that I'm going to be including here, but not immediately. That's going to come. That's yet to come. I am going to move this Darth Vader helmet over here. Flip to another view. Theoretically, everything is the way it needs to be. I don't know. Let's find out. Give me a moment. Hopefully things don't go sideways. Things tend to go sideways when I start tweaking. And they go sideways when I start twerking. But this is why I spy with my little eye the ability to flip to this view. Oh, man, come on, really? Dude, I even loaded you. How, really? Really? This is how you're gonna play me? This is what you're gonna do? You're embarrassing me. You were working. You were totally working. As opposed to totally twerking. Okay, now? Are you... Dude, I see you in the preview friggin' window! How... It's not... Okay. This is not... Okay, do I have to, like, relaunch it then? Is that what I need to do? Mm-hmm. I do not know what it wants me to do. Well, I need it in order to do the brick build the way that I want to do the brick build. Technology. What are you gonna do? Can't live with it. Ah, for reals. Oh. Hang on. No, that's working. We're gonna reset this then. And I know it. Dude, I can see it. I can see it. On my end, I can... Oh my god, I see it, dude. Sorry, everybody. Apparently, I can't get what I need to get, even though it's fine. on my end. Like, I can see the, like, my preview window, like, it's showing, hey, yeah, re-incubate camo is working just fine. But apparently OBS does not want to accept it. And despite activating and deactivating, it's going, no, don't care. And this is what I use to zoom in closely. It's not going to work. Okay, so here's what we're going to have to do. We are going to have to do something else. Not exactly the way I wanted to do it, but what? Okay, wait a minute. What's going? Whoa, wait. Did I freeze? I'm actually. Like, what is happening? I was freezing for a second too. Oh, come on, dude. Really? What? Need to remove that. Stop. Yes. Why is OBS freaking out on me? Here's what. No, what I know what I'm trying to do. I know what I'm doing. The problem is that the software does not want to play along. So here's what I'm going to have to do instead. I'm going to have to. Oh man, that's bad. Okay. I'm going to have to do it this way. And when I say this way, I mean this way. So it's not exactly the way I wanted to do it, but I am improvising to make sure that I can still complete the Lego set. Now normally, if I didn't have to worry about the Lego set, I'd be like, okay, fine, no big deal. I can't do the close-up thingy. But the plan was to do the Lego set. And, oh, God bless America, why won't you? The things that I needed to do, doesn't want to do. God bless it, why am I Homer Simpson all of a sudden? Oh, that's way too dark. Normally, I don't have this many problems. Oh. Okay, apparently I do need to dim this thing down. Okay, is that gonna be work? No, it's still too bright. That'll be fine. Man. Sorry, I had to, like, my underwear, I had to adjust it. For some reason or another, the other camera does not want to cooperate. So we're going to have to go with this particular camera in this particular view. And... oh, thank you. By the way, Craftswork Live, thank you for following. Totally missed that. And the stretch. Thank you for the stretch. Okay. That's the mic. Try to move it slightly out of the way so you can hear me and see me, but you don't necessarily see the mic. Or the... there we go. Okay. This will be fine. Kind of tilt it this way. I'm producing as I go along. There's the start of it there, right here from the beginning of the show. That's what we got. That's where we are. Oh, I also have to pull up. I'm not going to be able to pull up the instructions on everybody's end. There's too many things that are not working right now for me to pull up the directions for everyone to see it. Again, I will not be able to pull up the directions for everyone to see them because the way that I had things set up is not going to work. So I'm going to go with instructions on my end. You're just going to have to go by faith. We're going to start knolling book number 3. Or sorry, not book number 3. Bag number 3. Let me jump there. Page. If you want to follow along at home, it is the Darth Vader bust. The new Darth Vader bust. Oops. Roll right past it. There we go. So this is, we're at step 94, FYI. Let me go ahead and, oops. This is going to be a pretty simple bag, I think. I feel. Small pieces, colorful pieces. Boy, this is... Darth Vader is more colorful than I thought he would be. That's how they're going to play it. Alright, so... Start over there. I've done this a couple of times now, so I've kind of got a feel for how I want it to be. And we're going to get those pieces organized, as it were. That's a unique piece. So I'm gonna pull this over a tiny bit. Thank you, everybody, for bearing with my technical difficulties. You really can't see anything now. Okay. Let's try that one. How about less of my crotch? There we go. That's a little better. Reds over here. Three of those. Interesting. Welcome to the chat room. Thank you for telling me that I'm welcome to the chat room. I'm going to turn off one network. Theoretically, the other will stay up. Hollywood N3D notes it's a great idea. Actually, looking for them at Pruse's website today, $75 from them. Thinking the same thing. When you're not down. Oh man, yeah. I count myself kind of lucky that I've not run into more problems than I actually have. Yeah, I've definitely run into some snags, but they're all surmountable, seemingly, and not all of them pebcac, which is usually my problem. That is my problem. I'm a total pebcac guy. That's what I do. Oh, got a few more tans here. You know, the top end of the printer inside and out, man. You're definitely further along than I am. I'm kind of like a set it and forget it kind of guy. I don't want to tweak. I don't want to have anything thrown out of whack. Okay, white. We've got a fair amount of whites. Okay, we're going to stick with black over here. Plates. Small pieces. It's gray. Whites. Ooh! Knocked into the knolls. This thing. These greens are gonna have to go somewhere else. I'm gonna do the greens underneath the reds. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Fred. Now you're seeing it in action. Cause I'm doing my best. I'm doing bag by bag, so one bag a night on this Vader. So I'm like, well, so I got time to spare. I'm not too worried about it. So I figured, all right, I promised. Remember, you said, all right. I think it was you or Robert that said next time you do it, Noel. I'm like, okay. Next time I do it, I will know. So here I am. I'm a man of my word. It's what I do. Your birthday's this month. Thinking of getting an MK3. Wow, that's impressive, dude. You're already there. That's awesome. I'm not there. I'm not gonna say I'm the opposite of being there, but I'm just not there at all. Gray. Got some light gray over here. Quite a few of these. My little army of Lego bricks. In the black. I got a lot of black pieces. So get through the yellows first. Maybe this is a slightly better angle, but I'm still curious to know why my other camera basically failed. These little white handles too. Interesting. Okay. One brown piece. Just one. Not exactly Roy G. Biv, but it's okay. More like Belle Biv DeVoe. Ah. Black pieces there. Doesn't it make it easier to find your pieces? Yes, it does, Fred. Admittedly. This is why I'm like, okay. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It does make it incredibly easier, admittedly. And I was mentioning it last night, but last night was pretty much the first time in my entire life that I'd ever done anything close to this. I've done that too, where I accidentally pick up another piece and it careens into my knolling. And then it gets unknolled. I get annoyed. It's not perfect, but perfect enough, I should say. Thank you, Fix'em Dude. Breaking the ice. Good to see some cheers coming in. Ah! Dropping a black piece directly onto black something else is fun. For 1x1s. I don't have everything in perfect alignment, but closer. Oh, there are 5 of them. Don't know if that's going to be an extra one. Oh, one of these is going to be his nose piece. I already know that. Okay, alright. Bag number 3 has been successfully knolled. We're ready to go to step number 94. Step 94. Docking bay 94. You can... Hang on, what does that say? You've been considering organizing your stuff like this when you build would probably save a ton of time. I gotta tell you, now having done knolling and not done knolling, as much as it's fun to like kind of look in and grab something, like to a random bag of stuff, the process is far more streamlined doing it this way. Okay, so wait, hang on. Oh, I see. I was looking specifically for where this was going to go, and I think it's going to go directly over that. Yep, looks about right. Okay, that's the perspective. Sorry, I can't show you the instructions because, unfortunately, oops, my my secondary camera just did not want to work, so I'm just gonna have to take it on faith. I'm not sure if I could position this any other way for you to see it, but make that come out a little bit there. We've got one, yellow piece. Always good when that fits. That's step 95. Step 96. We've got a white and a black and a tan. See what I'm saying? Like, I know a couple of tans, actually. I know exactly what I'm going for here. Like, I know exactly where the pieces are. And I don't have to fight for them. Now, this bag might make it easier because they're, you know, a variety of colors. But still. Thank you so much, Marked Up Cyborg, for tossing those bits. Beautiful 86 bits. Why is this not refreshing either? There we go. Now it's refreshing. When you were building R2-D2, you found yourself spending a bunch of time extra searching for the correct pieces. Yeah, that would be a situation where I would want to know. And I gotta credit Fred. I have to. I love in these Vader directions though that they are they highlight, and I showed this last night, but they basically highlight which bricks are placed in one per step. So like they're like highlighted in red, kind of, which works very, very well. What's up, Krillin? Thanks again today, and good to have you following there, James Landil. Aziz Light. What are we going with there, Krillin 64? What's it gonna be? Color red. It is now red. You read my mind. Ah. Stars Arabesh keycap set. I've seen that. I've heard about that. It'd be cool to have an Arabesh keyboard. I know they exist. It's just kind of like, am I willing to spend that much money? I don't know. So, there we go. Like I said, this is where, like, when you get caught in these spaces where you're trying to find a particular brick, when you know precisely where they are. And so you don't have to think about it. So if anything, knowing helps bring not just a semblance of organization, but it streamlines the actual building process. Like, there's no way that particular part of the build would have happened as swiftly. No chance. No chance. I'm going to see if... No, that would not work as well. Again, I apologize that my other camera is not working. Otherwise, I'd have you seeing a slightly way better angle. Alright, so that's now to step 99. Ah! Yeah, I like the directions on here work out very, very well with the red highlights around the pieces. I'm not sure. Maybe Set to Build could tell me. Is that new in the instructions? Like, specifically on this Vader bust build. And I'm sorry I can't pull it up full because I had problems with the camera angles and the different cameras I have. But each particular step is like highlighted in red. It's just very interesting to me. I've never seen anything like that before. Okay, are these going down? Oh wait, I'm moving ahead a tiny bit. Okay, they are going down. Okay. Now, now. That's step 100. We are done with step 100. You haven't paid attention to it in previous builds? I mean, I just noticed it. I'm like shocked. Okay, so that. This is the first time I've ever noticed it. And I tend to notice these small things like differences in fonts, differences in approach, differences in illustrations, and this to me is very, it becomes incredibly clear. Why are there a lot of colored bricks? I'm a big fan, couldn't tell you. Maybe just to streamline this particular part of the process, because all of this is going to be hidden. Thank you, Anonymous, for sending a fart in my general direction. You fart in my general direction. It worked. Came through the internet. The fart heard around the internet. The fart that broke the internet right there. All right, Krillin64. I don't know. Do I have a freeze frame on this? I do, because this is the printer view. Give me a second. I'm trying to. This is not. I have to like rejigger a couple things because unfortunately. Thank you, Rad Nikki. Well, I was getting worried. Like, no one was saying anything. Like, y'all left. You're all like, yep, he's done. He's screwed. Alright. Let me get this done. Oh, now I gotta put on a sticker. Yay! Sticker time. Sticker time. Gotta do Darth Vader's nose. This is a tiny sticker. Tiny stickers are the worst. Okay. I don't know why they're making me do this. This is a fun Lego build to watch, put together. Well, thank you, Krellin. It is fun to do. I enjoy it. Although, I love putting together Lego sets. Love, love, love. Like I said, the problem is that the camera that I thought I was going to use did not want to cooperate. So I don't know why. I probably should have checked that before the broadcast, but I was kind of tied up in something else I did not want to get tied up into. Now... stickers. So I've got the Vader book here to get the final sticker. Alright, we gotta get the nose. I'm gonna clip it temporarily onto Vader's what would you call it? Shoot? That is not the most accurate term, but it's shoot here. That's what I'm gonna attach it to because I need to align this just right. Again, Lego Group, this would have been amazing if it was printed. You flippin' wrong people for doing. No one breathe. No one breathe. Man, this is just... It's proving harder. Oops. It's proving harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to have to take it off. Get better grip. Sorry, I'm trying to... See, now would be the time that someone let go of Mega Fart. This would be the time. All right, it's straight-ish. And they do not give you a chance to redo it either. It's like, it is what it is. Alright, well, that's that. Great. Woo! There's that. Did I do that right? Okay. The nose looks fine. A little crooked, but I don't think it's going to matter much. And thus ends the stickering. Hey, Trek Mars, stop being creepy. Give me a second. Where am I? I gotta get back to the... Oh, I gotta click it onto here. This end? Just like that. And then this is gonna go here? No, that's not right. Oh, it goes down. I see. It's like, okay, that makes a little more sense. So I had to point it down, but I actually have to get it to go further down? Will it not go further down? It looks like it's supposed to go flat straight on. Wait. Okay, I can't. This is where it starts getting more confusing. Okay, yeah, that's right. Did I build that up right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. But what is... But I have... It won't... It's not... It won't go down all the way because I've got... This is not... It won't... Okay. This is not... What? Have I seen your... I'm... Okay, that's right. But this won't... I can't get it to go down further because... Okay. Oh, crap. I'm gonna have to... This is definitely not right. I can't, it won't... I did something wrong somewhere last night because this will not I'm trying to get this part to go down. I'm telling you, it will not go down. What am I missing? Oh boy. Oh, this is gonna be impossible. I hate when this happens. Okay, taking this off. That looks right. Everything is aligned to this point. Everything has been fine, and everything in the going all the way back has been fine. I'm having to scroll. God dang, I'm having to scroll way, way back. Okay, yeah. I've done everything the way I should have. Oh boy, this is not good. Okay. Let me do this. See what we got. Yeah, see, those are right. Yeah, everything is aligned. What am I missing here? In order for this to sit just like so, it can't be that. This can't be it. This step can't be the step that I'm missing here. It's got to be something up here. But okay. Is it this? Is it the bridge? Frack. Yeah, this has got to be it. Okay. Two. So this has got to be it. I need the brick separator. Oh man. Oops. This. Okay, this has got to go in between these. Okay. If I correct this, yep, that had to have been it. Yep, that was it. Man, oh dear God. Whew. Crisis averted. Holy schmick. Can't believe I got that. Dang, hey big dog. I'm just correcting an oversight that I made on step number 64. Fine now. I'm good now. I'm good to go. I am caught up. And oh, not fun. You know, it's sometimes it's difficult enough to sometimes read and see what you're doing and put things together appropriately, but let me tell you, it's a challenge and a half to go back and correct a mistake you made 40 steps ago. And that's pretty much what just happened. Coda 120, there is a print. The problem is the camera that I have is like not working.
Big Dog 510 just gifted 1 subs.
Thank you, Big Dog 510. Really appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that gift, especially to set to build. The print is going in the background. You can't hear it right now, or you might not be able to hear it. You might. I can't tell. Everything went monkey bananas. The camera that I normally use for the close-ups is not, as people saw when I was messing with it, like seemingly not wanting to work, as you can see. So I basically had to move the printer camera to a different position so that you could see me continue the brick build. That is the reason why you can't see the thing printing that is actually printing. Okay, so then, wait, what? This? Okay. This. Boy, whoever comes up with this stuff, they gotta be geniuses. This is just an interesting little component. Sorry you can't see the instructions either, because I did not plan on having to do it this way, but so be it. Alright, so then this goes like so. Believe it or not, the smaller pieces are actually a little easier for me. The bigger the pieces, the more challenging it gets to be. Okay, so that's that. How is this even close to fitting? Oh, I see. Okay, and as long as whatever it is I'm putting together is working and actually fits where I need it to go, step 109, it is going here. Oh, I see. It's his eye. Yeah. Ah! I keep losing this. These pieces keep coming down. Okay, easily corrected. Did I lose? Alright, let's get to... Now we're going to do the other eye. So it's basically going to be the mirror opposite of what we were doing before. Wait, is this just gonna hang? I guess it's just gonna hang there. It's interesting how they engineer these things. It really is. Like, I can only imagine what kind of mind you would need to have to engineer like this. Chris McVeigh is one of those people who could do this. Like he would have no problem conceptualizing and then creating. I am not one of those people. But I can follow directions, mostly. Usually. Until I can't, and then I'm like, oh, I've got to rewind the clock. And this is Vader's other eye. Okay. He's got his eyes. There we go. His eyes have been filled in, as you can plainly see. Okay, so now we're going to do a bit more inside Vader's head. My knowing's kind of gone to garbage, but it's okay. I'm going to do this here. Oops, as long as I do it the right way. This can mess it up. There we go. I'm trying to keep it pointed towards the camera so y'all can see it. In doing so, I'm kind of reversing how I see it. I've got good spatial, what is it, spatial reasoning, spatial abilities, what's the term I'm looking for? I can conceptualize. Doing this up here, interesting. Curious to know where this is going. It's gonna be his brow, I guess. As I furrow mine, let's do this the right way. And I kind of appreciate that this has got very colorful pieces inside. You're never going to see them. Nice to have the extra pieces. Structurally, the sucker's going to be sound. Got to keep those eyes in place. They keep wanting to slide over, though. Alright. Now we are building... Oh, gotta move, turn it around. Building a bit of structure in the back of Vader's helmets. 4, 1, 2, or step 122. If you're following along at home, step 122. Now moving on to step 123. Okay, now step 124, rotate it around. Ooh, where's this gonna go? There, it goes there, goes there. Okay, so far so good. Step 125. Okay, I think that's right. Getting a little nervous now because the last thing I want to do is get too far along and have what happened happen again. Camtono's getting towards the top too, by the way. And then I gotta do the lid. The lid I've not done yet. The lid will be next. Start that here tonight. Okay, step 127. Got a black and a gray. Black goes on top of the tan. Gray goes on top of the red. The eyes keep wanting to like move out a tiny bit, but I'll be fine. Yeah, it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be... It's coming together at least. A little better than the target. Oh. The target bust was okay. It was just a little, I don't know, a little blocky. This one seems to be a bit, I mean, you got blocky. Hello, Lego bricks. Okay. Now, that's that step. 128. Now on to 129. Grab the orange. Put it on top of the white. Grab one tan. Put it in the back. Still very colorful back here. Pretty soon, like I'm guessing the last two bags are going to be very, 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 very black. Because this is just the structure. Step 130. Two tans here. Nothing's falling apart. Yay. Two of these. Flanking the white piece in the front. Oops. Step 131. Yeah, this is going to be big time helmet structure. 2 and 3 of those. Okay. Yep. Everything's looking right. Everything's looking good. Yeah, this is probably going to be the last colorful array of stuff. Sounds like it's getting to the top of the Cantona there. But, oh yeah. Boy, we're going to complete just about everything tonight virtually the same time. It's funny. Okay. Interesting. Part of me kind of wants to be a fly on the wall when they go through this stuff. Like, wait. How did you get to this? How did you get to that? And I think this is step 133. This is potentially the final step in on this bag. I'm guessing. Yep. These are just loose pieces here. I assumed. Smaller pieces. You never know. I'm pretty sure I got everything. Right. Ah, God bless it. This thing keeps popping off. Don't know why. It should be in there pretty darn firmly. But that's okay. We have we've completed this step. Final step for this book. I'm going to go ahead and flip over to primary view just to show you. This is what we got. That's where we are. So we did a lot of color. This thing. I am not going to be moving this thing around a lot because every time I do, this particular piece, that one specifically, well, I guess both of them keep coming off, like down here, like part of his breather apparatus. Everything else seemingly in place. Glad I caught the error when I did and corrected it. It was the nose piece, the bridge to his nose. I gotta tell you, like, I don't know why other people were disappointed. The only thing I'm disappointed in is specifically the stickers. But it's a minor complaint. The design-wise, it's seemingly coming together. Tomorrow we will continue with number 4. Now fix him, dude. This is looking incredibly Vader. This is looking very Vader, very Vadery. The Vader bust will sit back there. You go there, and I am about to take this particular. Hi, how you doing? I'm in 3D. Bring you over here, back to the Camtono. Thank you for bearing with me in my production hiccups, everyone. Coda 120, if you are still here. There is the print. And we are good. Theoretically. We're good. Hey, Big Sportsman. Yes, happy Revenge of the 5th to you as well. Oh boy, that cracked. Okay, that sucks. My tweezers tip protector cracked. Not so much for that. I am gonna need my my tools though, because I'm going to be. Of course, I moved this the moment that I need it back because I'm going to be taking supports off the Cantono, and then starting the lid, possibly. Everything's normal here. Normal, you know. Normal. Totally normal. Like, so normal. I do hope these supports come off okay. They may be tricky to get in underneath because of the overhangs in the I was not anticipating the overhangs in the Camtono, honestly, until I went to slice. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be bad. Otherwise, this would have taken like an hour less, specifically at this scale. But it's why I want to experiment specifically at this scale. I'm definitely gonna need to use some hooky, like underneath, like, you know, some bent pliers to get underneath. Did I? Oh, I don't think I've even sliced the, give me a second. I don't think I've sliced the lid yet. Should do that, huh? Okay, fine. Let me slice the lid. Lid. Approximate PLA. 25%. Bloop. Beep, bleep, bloop, bloom. Goodbye to your home. My concern is that this doesn't have like notches. It's 25% though. Let me make sure. Oh man, how am I gonna bridge that gap? Well, I guess I'm gonna have to use supports everywhere again. Dang it. There's a handle part. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Dang it. Alright, well, it's not gonna take that much more. It's just gonna be a pain in the neck to remove. Okay, here we go. Exporting the G-code. This is the test. We're going to do the Camtono lid next. You had a beef what? Beef fajita? Nice. Yeah, like I said, this is suitable, but I think someone could design a way better Camtono than this, specifically for FDM. Like, someone could have designed this to be no supports. Easily. Easily could have been no supports. Because you wanted the sides filed in place, I had to remove the locks from the model. That's why it was in several parts originally. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, fixed in place. Yes. Well, we'll see how it turns out. It wasn't intended to be printed this way, but I mean, when I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, I can do that. I could remove the supports from that. Nothing that's like, oh, this is going to be impossible. I think it'll be doable. But, again, my feeling is that someone could have designed this specifically not to be what it originally was. But I wanted to try it. I wanted to see what happened. only to have it. But even fixing it, the lid doesn't interlock, which is just interesting to me. Or the lid doesn't appear to be something that interlocks. Ow. Well, you're kind of quiet tonight, which is fine by me. Not a lot of activity going on, not a lot of moving parts. So we're at 93%. I'm done with the brick building. Contra Code is doing an 80s retro TV commercial watch party. That's cool. Oh, that's fun. We might raid him. Because that's... Here's what I'm thinking. It was designed differently from what you want to print. Yeah, Builder's Mark, I totally get it. I get it. I just wanted to... there was nothing else out there. This is like the closest thing. I'm not blaming... I'm not saying... I'm just saying someone could have done this with the right motivation. And so I'm probably going to mention it to a couple of other people that I knew. Yeah, I'm about right there, Mark. I'm about right there. And usually with other things going on, it tends to get buried, so I'm not... But thank you, everybody, for hanging tonight. Let me give you some points. There's 500,000 for y'all. See, even on slow nights, even on quiet nights, I'm... This is an experiment. I want to see how if I'm able to get the supports out of here like I think I can before I start printing the lid. If I print the lid, because I know the lid won't necessarily go on it directly, but just having the regular kind of container might be cool too. Just that part of the Camtono. Lovely, lovely. Lovely. It's a lovely username, lovely, lovely. Aye. I'm pretty sure Contra Code, his name's Pat. He's like the NES nerd. A huge NES nerd. Very well known in that community. Specifically. Hey Dewey, good to see you. So this is the thing that holds kyber crystals. No, this is the thing that would hold Beskar steel ingots. And I found some Beskar steel ingot like files. So I'm thinking about like printing mini ones and putting them in here, like in that gray. Little, just teeny tiny ones. Nothing would be to scale because they would be like for this. They'd have to be really, really small. But they wouldn't take that long to do. A kyber crystal crate would be like the one, there's like an orange one that I've done before, a longer orange one, the one that failed a few weeks ago, and then I reprinted it with a different model and it was fine. This is a Camtono, so I believe it is intended to carry around things of value, and that's only contextualized through what we saw it used as in both The Empire Strikes Back, when Wilro Hood was running through Cloud City on Bespin with it under his arm, the famous ice cream machine man, and then in the Mandalorian as well. Big Dog, you know what I've learned is that certain people lack a certain thing that other people have. And by the way, lovely, thank you for the stretch. Totally missed that. You remember now from the Mando? Yeah. So I've got licensed one. I've at least one or two licensed ones. Give me a second. I've got and I've stacked them up. This is the 3.75 inch Cam Tono. It's super tiny, right? Let me flip over to the view. Oops. There we go. Super tiny. In fact, I got Beskar ingots in there. This is small. This is super, super tiny. And the lid comes off, I think. Yeah, the lid comes off. And it latches in. You can see the Beskar ingots in there. This is a 3.75 inch scale. If I can get it back in together here. There we go. And I mean the lid is fine, and the person can carry it, and the Beskar or the ingots could like be pulled out from the side. It latches out. This one is obviously substantially larger than this one, but my feeling is like something larger would be able to. I mean, it's just a nice little container, some kind, right? I mean, inside, don't get me wrong, the design of this is, seemingly spectacular for what it is. Like, it looks absolutely spectacular. Inside and out. Even as just a little kind of a holder of some kind for smaller materials. But I wanted a Cam Tono, I mean, just, not for any particular reason, but... have something they can put things in, like a little container kind of thing. A good Star Wars container. Definitely an ice cream maker. Oh, yeah. No, it was to begin with. It absolutely was. This Cam Tono came with I want to say it's the Mando build-up pack with Mandalorian and Grogu. And I want to say, do I have a 6-inch scale Cam Tono? Give me a second. Let me find out. I don't think there is a 6-inch scale Cam Tono. At least not yet. At least what I can find. I don't think I have a Cam Tono 6-inch scale. Unfortunately. I have a Vader who's falling over though. Sorry, when I see a Vader that's fallen, I have to take care of him. Okay, picked up the Vader. I knocked over the spool. Did not break the filament. Holy shit. If that would have gone to the ground. At 96%. Yeah, it's working. It's good. Oh my god. I've got way too many things in this room right now. Because I had to move things out to get to a drawer. With all these big items. This is one of the reasons oh my god. Holy cow, dude. You almost witnessed an accident there. This close to having an accident. I knocked the camera too at the same time. Sorry about that. Crisis averted. Everything is good. Everything's fine. Everything's normal. It's normal. Abby normal. Yeah, this is looking good. This is looking really good. And this is just a 0.2 layer height. You have more patience? I do have patience. I do have patience. Takes a lot to get under my skin. A lot. A lot. And usually it's because I contextualize, like, okay, this is this. Just let him be. Let him be. And this is this. And let him be. And let him be. I've dealt with a lot of different people over the years. A lot. A lot. And I can tell, like, pretty quickly the ones that are... and the ones that are not quite. And generally speaking, I've been fairly right. I'm an enabler, great. Oh, dude, did you clip it, Dewey? Oh man, y'all need to be uploading those to Twitter, because I never do anymore. I never upload them to Twitter. If you upload a clip to Twitter, I'll retweet it. I always forget to do it, but. Oh wow! I did, like, Liz got the one last night, me showcasing the print. Yeah, I'm a bit, you know, I'm probably more of a retweeter than I am a tweeter. %. 7 minutes to go. So we're doing basically capping it off, and then the removal of the supports. Then we'll see just how well I can get them off. And the nice thing is like, I don't have to be totally clean with the support removal underneath the lip within the Camtono. You think you created a Twitter, but then nothing else? I gotta say that for the most part, my Twitter activity's been relatively active. Like, other platforms, not as much. But Twitter is just, it's too easy. It's too easy. So I tend to use it a lot. I do a lot of reading on Twitter. And if I do anything, it's usually retweeting. For years and years, I didn't, like, reply as much. But I've started to reply a lot more in recent years. You're on Discord. Oh, well, good. I figured, you know, that's why, you know, you kind of have to be a little bit everywhere at any point. I'm kind of used to that. Being everywhere. Oh, thank you, big dog. It's very kind of you. It's our biggest cheer tonight, I think. You may be the record holder there. Yeah? Top cheer, big dog. Look at that. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Those 500 bits goes a long way, if only to cover the electricity. And I'm not sure I'm quite there at, you know, now having, you know, covered electricity for one night, but every little bit helps. You stopped posting on Facebook years ago, only posted on the Twitter. Yeah, you know, Lord knows, I mean, with social networks and social media, it's just remember you didn't tweet I'm live. Oh, thank you, Krillin. It's okay. Someone else did. What's his name? The guy who just the person marked up cyborg just did, which is awesome. So I'm dying here. Facebook's a trash dump lately. Well, you know, to me, the way I look at it is a lot of it is contingent on who you follow. I have my beliefs, and I have, you know, what I think is reality, and that's my bubble, right? And we all live in bubbles, and especially the people who tell you that they don't live in a bubble probably live in the biggest bubble of them all. We all live in bubbles. And on Facebook, the problem is we don't necessarily self-select. You know, we select based upon, oh, we're friends, right? Or we went to high school together, or we went to college together, or we're colleagues. but you really have nothing in common. I mean, apart from you went to school together, and that's it. And that's not really anything to have in common. You know, you might be able to commiserate over, you know, classes and how teacher such and such and certain moments and memories, but apart from that, you are completely different human beings. So Facebook, I'm not going to say was doomed to be that way, but it's one of the reasons why 6 years ago or so, I realized, like, my face, this is just garbage. I don't hate these people, I know these people, but I'm like, I just don't care. I do not care. So I went on an unfollowing spree. I basically unfollowed everybody on Facebook, unless it was like a Star Wars group, basically. That was it. That's basically my entire feed. I've got some close friends that I watch, but, you know, my Facebook feed is largely not anything apart from Star Wars stuff. So, thank you.
I nearly choked when someone said you have patience.
No, patience with certain things.
Do you have a lot of patience?
With having to put up with,
Trolls.
I wouldn't say trolls. I would just say there are certain people who are self-aware and certain people who are not.
It's not passive aggressive at all.
The people who are reading chat, the people who are hanging out in chat, totally understand what I'm saying, except for one person.
The big dog.
No, Big Dog's good. Big Dog just gave 500 bits.
Is Big Dog the same Big Dog that remember one Christmas he got you a minifig?
That was Airwolf, I think. I don't think Big Dog was around for Christmas. Thank you, No More 3. Good to see it. I haven't deleted Facebook. I'm not going to go that far. Facebook still got utility. That's what I'm saying. So, like, even people who complain about Twitter are like, oh, man, my Twitter feed's garbage. I'm like, who are you following, dude? Like, I follow, I mean, a lot of people, not just Star Wars, but, you know, obviously Star Wars. Like, the toy stuff, the nostalgia stuff, you know, different accounts. I follow people that I'm really not as interested in everything they're saying, but they've got enough different perspectives. I mean, even politically, I follow people who are, I believe, ideologically opposite of me, but not extreme opposite of me, but just opposite of me. And I do that if only because it keeps me in check. Like, wait a minute, what do I feel about this? I don't feel it because someone tells me to feel. I'm like, what's the logic? Where are you coming from? What's the perspective? And so anybody who provides a reasoned perspective on one matter or another, even diametrically opposed to my ideological position, I'm still interested in watching, still interested in learning. And not everybody's going to do that, and certain people I think are a little more sensitive to not having that invade their feed. But I don't know. I think I think it's more dangerous to shut people out that way. Apart from, I believe, the more extreme positions, because I think ultimately there's a bit of more, like a kind of a self-preservation kind of kicks in. But and if I see something I'm like, yeah, that's a little too much for me, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like, I don't need to be following you, or I'm like, I really don't subscribe to that extreme theory. Yeah, I'm generally kind of, nope, I'm good. So I like, politically, I tend to follow a variety of folks. Certainly those that might, you know, be on closer to my ideological part of the spectrum. Also, people that can provide me a greater degree of insight in terms of where they sit. So when it's reasoned and informed and not flippant or flamboyant or obviously drama, I'm interested. But the moment it's just like it doesn't pass the BS test for me, I'm like, I'm good. It's too much. So, you know, that's my feed, and I curate it constantly, if only to learn and to be exposed to things that otherwise I wouldn't know, I wouldn't understand, especially the things that I don't understand, and I may never fully understand. So it is a bit different. Like, I would strongly caution I would strongly caution against the idea of getting caught up in your own bubble, which we all do. We all have a bubble, whether we see it or not. It's there. Everyone lives in that bubble because this is your world, right? This is where you live. This is your culture. This is your background. This is everything. That's your bubble. And the problem happens because you run into problems when you're in your bubble and somebody else is in theirs, and they don't think that they're in their own bubble, and they say that you're in a bubble. Whoa. No. Everyone is people. Like, it's not just one group of people that lives in a freaking bubble. It's understanding that there are other people, and when you understand that, you get a better degree of, hang on, Diana, you get a better degree of insight to be able to to at least say, okay, what's your bubble all about? But then you can at least admit, you know, if you're saying someone else lives in a bubble, you do too, but you can't admit it. And if you can't even admit that, we're never gonna have a dialogue. But the moment you understand that, a dialogue can happen. So that's, you know, that's truth, right? It's finding the, you know, sussing through what's there and getting to a truth without getting caught up in hyperbole and dogma and jingoism. And I really, and I think the internet has made it worse, and I think mass media has made it worse because they know what they're doing. They know they need clicks, they need ad views, man. There's a reason why I love the fact that this community is as supportive as it is. I mean, look at that. Big Dog 510 comes in with another 500 bits. Thank you very much for that, Big Dog. You know, it's really not Trek Mars. Okay, here's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you a chance. I know you're a sub, and I appreciate that support. You've been a sub for the past couple of months. But Diana, hang on.
No, you're fine.
Okay, because I have to take care of this. Wait, what were you gonna say? I needed to finish my thought.
No, you're fine. No, I just felt so good to sit down.
Okay, then sit down.
No, I mean, like, the more I sit down, the more I want
Oh, okay.
to stay.
So, Trek Mars, I'm gonna give you a shot. Just become a part of the discourse and the dialogue. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to take a step that I don't really want to take. So I'm gonna time you out for right now, and you know, you're timed out for 600 seconds. The next thing you say should contribute to the dialogue. Otherwise, that's your last chance. So, now that I've said everything, I think everybody else who's been hanging out and chiming along is done. So if they're done, I'm done. I've said everything I needed to say. I'm gonna go ahead and take the cam tone off. Okay, now what were you going to say? Hope this works. Someone just kept repeating themselves over and over and over again ad nauseum, and like, this is not helping anybody, dude. That's not how you participate in a community. It's the opposite. That's how you annoy people. And I give people, you know, enough slack. No, 600 seconds timeout. I mean, that's more than most people would give. Alright, what were you gonna say? We were talking about bubbles, and
Yeah. Well, what if one's like, you live in a bubble or not? You live in a
yeah, but that's the thing, is neither one of them are self-aware. I understand.
What are your thoughts on the people that say something is pointless because you have antibodies?
You know, I've said this before, I'll say it again. It's your body. If it's your body, it's your choice. And that's how I feel about a great many things. So if you don't want...
No, the antibodies?
But Diana, I don't want to get into it. That's
No,
as far as I want to...
But do you believe about the
I don't even need to believe. Like, it is. Like, there's nothing for me to believe or not believe. It just is. Like, clearly, something has happened. I don't think we have all the facts. I don't think we have all the knowledge. That's science.
I didn't even know it was a thing, though. I clicked on an article and, like, the number one, like, comment was talking about, like, he already had the antibodies.
But Diana, I think I think people are right to be concerned. I think it's right to question. I absolutely do. I absolutely do. And that's why everyone has to... I firmly believe everyone has to decide for themselves. And that's more of one side of the position versus saying everyone needs to. I'm like, you know, I don't know.
But
I'm not there. I'm not there.
Yeah, even everyone needs to decide for themselves, then that kind of cancels everything out, too.
Not really.
I mean, not cancel out, but it
Uba Superfly, which color am I doing?
makes it kind of pointless, too.
Not really. necessarily.
Just minimize.
Yeah, just minimize it. Like it's your. I believe. That's my. But
But what about
I
when
believe that. Like, if you want to carry a firearm, you know, under the law and the regulations and the rules, fine. Like I'm more of. I'm not. I'm in the middle. That's my problem. Is I'm squarely in the middle. Squarely in the middle.
I think that's the thing, is like, either, like you're talking about Facebook, I think I've shown both extremes. Like,
Wait.
I've never shown anything in the middle.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why
And media does that. They
stopped, like, going to
Diana?
Facebook.
but that's what it does.
Either
It
super left or super right.
I got filament in my eye. I'll be fine. And that's the I don't like that. I don't like, and it's very difficult. It's very difficult.
So you need to hear something from like
Did-
level-headed.
Boy, y'all wanted controversy. Here comes Diana.
It's Diana Wednesday.
I don't know.
I know. It's hard for me. It's so hard.
You know what? That's human nature, and we got to learn how to deal with the internet. Here's the thing: we got to learn how to get along, and it's less about we got differences, but let's find some commonalities, shall we? Shall we?
Yeah.
Can we spend some time finding some commonalities instead of talking about differences? Because trust me, there are people who are going to serve to divide us, and trust me, there's more. I had this kind of passing thought the other day. There's more that we have in common than what we don't. I do believe that.
Yeah.
I do fundamentally believe that. It's human nature. You see someone on the side of the road, you don't, like, and someone's hurt, your human instincts, theoretically, you're going to kick in. You don't think, politically, ideologically, no, you're going to freaking help. Someone's walking in the door, you know, you hold the door open for them, because it's just courteous, right? It's you know.
You probably won't even help any living being.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I don't want to get into that.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it was a hurt animal, you'd probably...
See, there you go, Mark. We are the world. We are the world. We are the
On
children.
another note,
That was a good note.
our backyard is like the new hit.
What do you mean it's the new hit?
I moved the trampoline to the back.
Oh yeah.
And I overheard the kids saying, Jenna, is that a Star Wars trampoline? And the other kid goes, of course it is. Everything is Star Wars. And they're like, I can't find the Star Wars on it. So they were all looking for the Star Wars
Oh my God.
on the trampoline.
I do not have a Star Wars trampoline. Oh man.
Because they saw the football with Star Wars. It was fun. It was like a joke. They had fun in the hands. Yeah, and they have to do the same thing. They find the things they like in common.
That's what I'm saying. Spend more time finding things you have in common. Only if you're holding it open right. Too dang many people don't know how to hold a door open for people in wheelchairs. Oh man, that's just, I don't know. I think there's certain people that are oblivious, but certain people like, come on dude, that's just like common courtesy. Like I'm always careful with Jedi too, like we're out and like we go in between people, I say pardon, and I say, okay Jedi, when you do that, we should say pardon me. Just so that we're just being courteous because we're, you know, interrupting their flow or whatever. Just common courtesy, I guess.
Yeah, that's tough because I guess you don't really know if someone's really going through that day. Like they're,
Right.
They could be doing something super hard in their heads, like completely
Oblivious,
not there,
right.
Yeah, and they don't mean to, and they didn't even notice it.
Well, you can't be
But
mad at someone
I
for
know.
not doing it. I think that's a bit more.
No,
That's
but
like a curmudgeon.
You can ruin someone's day, and then the other person has no idea.
I know.
That you just did.
I know. I
You
know.
were the cause of
Yeah,
it.
I know. So Big Dog says I think people nowadays are just selfish. Well, this is I've talked about this before, and I don't know how to describe it, but like your entire feed is customized for you, and this is where I said this is the danger of the bubble, right? Like you only see the things that are surfaced. So it's not. I'm not saying that's selfish, but you just get this idea that everyone is there to serve you, and like it's a very egocentrical view. Like just because Twitter customizes its feed for you doesn't mean I can sit here and do exactly what you want. I'm not, you know, some trained seal, you know, and you bark commands at me and then I I respond, but
that you're like idealized, you want so badly to believe that they are the thing you have in your head.
oh, super! Thank you for the possible check. Yeah.
Like I could see how you want so badly for you or someone you admire to be that person, to be the person you admire. That if they sway the other way, you like get really
Yeah, I
upset.
think hero worship is also a problem. Like, oh, Chris, how could you? Blah 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 blah. I hate you now. I'm like, what the? No, it's not that. It's the people who don't know you, who think they know you, and then when they hold you to someone that you're not, like a celebrity. Celebrities are like, specifically like they believe, you know.
They're not human.
Yeah, exactly. They're superhuman. I'm like, no, it's not infallible. I'm like, it shouldn't be that way, dude. It's fun to interact with celebrities because they've got a greater degree of notoriety. I have a feeling I'm filling out parts of the model, but they were not looking good anyway. So
And they've gone through things that
it has not actually. Yeah, guaranteed. Don't praise me. I don't like it. Because I will tell you, like, don't. Just let me be me. Period. Yeah, I may want to file that a tiny bit. Okay, so I got the supports off. Sorry I couldn't do the close-up camera because it's not working right now. But it's doable. Camtono, yeah. And then I gotta pull out the. I'm not sure how well this is gonna work yet, because it wasn't really made for what I did with it. That's the easiest way to say it. I've been strung hard several times by people who still want to help regardless. Well, every person's different. So, what? Yeah, music.
yeah.
Yeah. You know what it is? Music.
It's like an ice cream truck.
It's not an ice cream truck, that's a soundtrack.
Oh, I see.
Supports. I'm trying to. I hope this works out well enough, because hopefully Jedi will
What is it?
do something. It's a camtono. It's like a container of sorts. It was in the Mandalorian. You wouldn't understand. Well, now I can't see chat. What movies the camtono? Empire Strikes Back, and then in the Mandalorian as well. There's not like a flurry of activity. It's been a really quiet night. Yeah. Things everyone agrees on. Rose absolutely had room for Jack on the floating door. Yes. Finding 20 in your quote pocket never gets old. Yes. 3-day weekends should be the norm. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I can get this. Hope I can get this off. Like I said, I'm not sure how this is gonna go. This is either gonna go really, really right or really, really wrong. ASMR plastic. Can you hear that? Can you hear it cracking from there? It's funny. Kind of scrape away a bit of it, but generally speaking, a lot of it seems to be bulk of it seems to be coming apart, coming off. Some bits of it are clinging on bitterly, dear life, but it's just going to take a little bit more picking. Nice thing is, I do not feel like I'm going to be wasting the filament. Oh, it's a cool design inside. Because, it's textured inside. And there's the lips on the inside. Lips, for the lack of a better word. I'll see if I can get some pictures posted. Just not here. Found Star Wars things at Cracker Barrel today? What? Oh. Just the Pez Grogu? Like, what? Did you see something I didn't have? You gotta let me know. Especially if I don't have... If you see something you don't think I have, you let me know. I need to know. I'm getting there. See, it's like... No, had the Grogu bank? Which one? Could you see the texture in there? I've seen only one Grogu... Oh, son of a... That was at Target. Actually, two of them. They were different. But Jedi wasn't really... When I got her the first one, she was kind of disinterested. And I'm like, okay, well... I'm gonna get that again. Give me a moment. Sorry, I thought it had a slightly better view, but I guess not. I should have flipped over to the larger view. It's more interesting to see me than it is to see the printer, I feel. Despite everything that I'm going through. It's like this little ice cream cup. Like detail work, right? It ultimately a few spots that just, I don't know, I may have cleaned off all the supports, but still seem to be a few kind of hanging on. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, well, I mean, if you've never printed, then you would not know what I'm saying, but... Alright, now I can see chat again. I mean, it's inside and outside, it's fairly nice. Oh, wow. Okay, I guess it is... I see the problem, but not really a problem. Like I said, I hope. Yeah, these supports are flying everywhere. It's gonna take a fair amount of cleanup there at the bottom, which I didn't think would be that bad. Thank you, big dog. Appreciate the bit drops. Very appreciated. Incredibly appreciated. Couldn't have had a good night without you. Thank you for following Muletar. Or is it Muletar? Muletar? Muletar. Sounds like a 80s cartoon, right? Muletar. I probably should shut up now. I don't know where people get their usernames from. Actually, my mom's name was Muletar. Oh, sorry. Scandinavian? I don't know what I'm saying. Yes, sing it loud and proud. Muletar. He fights for justice. He's half mule, half tar. He's Muletar. He's Muletar. We got a spill down at the candy store. I'm coming with my tar to stop the candy from rolling into the streets. Thank you, Muletar. Muletar. It's an amalgamation from Moltar from Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Ah, okay. I never got into Space Ghost. Moreover, I'll be honest, I never figured out the allure. Like, I know a lot of people loved it, but I'm like, why? I never got it. I mean, I got it, but at the same time, I'm like, I get it, but I don't get it. It was difficult for me to get. Yeah, this is definitely... This model could have been definitely improved if it was not what it was. But for what it was, it worked. What I'm saying is, this definitely could have been better. And maybe I should have printed it out to work, I'm sorry, not to work, to be multi-piece. Okay, so explain it to me. It was weird, but it always was fun to watch Zorak get exploded. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. But then again, I never really understood, I understand the concept of Adult Swim. I'm like, dude, like, I love non-sack. Like, I guess as deep as I ever went into that little world was probably, and is still probably, Robot Chicken. Robot Chicken to me is the frickin' comedic, like, tops. Like, it does not get any better than frickin' Robot Chicken. There are a lot of supports down there. I'm getting through. It's getting through! Gotta be careful, because I'm not sure what parts are the actual print, which parts are the actual supports, you know? I'm at that point. And again, I apologize that my close-up camera decided not to work tonight. But, you know, you get to watch me. You watch a grown man peel away his supports and talk to chat. I wonder if Jedi will know what this is. Not sure what bank. Check on it tomorrow. Oh, cool. I was just curious because it may be something I haven't seen before. I like the Star Wars trinkety stuff personally. I like it. which explains a lot about why I print what I print. I don't even know if I can get down into the spaces I need to get to. Glad I got all my picks though, I tell you what. See, there are gaps here from the original model that Builder's Mark basically adjusted for me. And it worked out well. I'm happy. I'm getting there. Okay, like bit by bit, piece by piece, to have a Camtono that doesn't open. I know, like, why would you do it? Why wouldn't you make it so that it opens? Because I don't want it to freaking open. It doesn't have to be airtight, but I just don't want it to open. Okay, I feel like I'll be good to do it. To print the lid, but I'm not going to start it here during the stream, probably. I'm probably going to... Oh, man. Yeah, for some reason, the supports on this side are, like, gummed. Boy, oh, boy. Why this particular part of the model? This side specifically. Supports got really hairy. Why? Last thing you want is hairy supports. I've learned that. Yeah, this side is gonna be the end of me. For some reason. As long as I don't break it. Or accidentally stab myself. Don't want to do that either. Ah, like that. Dang, dude. There we go. It's like scraping off plaque, dude. I'm serious. It's seriously like scraping off friggin'. Once you get it, it's somewhat satisfying. After working the thing over and over and over and over again. It's starting to break a sweat. Dude, am I the only one to ever break a sweat? I'm trying to get the damn supports off. Chris. Generally speaking, you are. Because you are out of shape. I'm not out of shape. This is very intense. Emotionally, mentally, physically. You try removing supports from a model that was printed in a way that was not designed to be printed. You walk a mile in my supports. Oh boy, I am making a mess. Wow. Is it not? Still just... Alright. Sorry if chat locked up there. I was not seeing anything. I'm like, is it me? Like I said, it's been a slow night. Some nights slower than others. But alright. There it goes. Especially in the summer months, I guarantee things are going to start slowing down. People go to Little League games and all that crap. Like, ain't got no time for Twitch. Me, I got nothing but time for Twitch. In the evenings, at least, when I'm not working. Okay. Watch Jedi try to open it. Oh my god, no. God bless it. Everyone's out getting drunk? Yeah, probably. No, I'm telling you, it's easily sports. Easily. Or something like it. Family, other obligations, man. They're watching The Bad Batch. I get it. I get it. Totally understand. All right, Builder's Mark. Yeah, no, I very appreciative. I don't think he's here now, but Cam Tono minus lid. Saul's lid. Saul. Just get a little bit more. The problem with where the supports are is that it's like tucked away. Man, this was, out of all the things I've done, this is probably the messiest in terms of supports. No Mexican themed foods today? Aw. Neither did I guess. Popcorn doesn't count. So let me check something here. Weird, it did not. Okay. Well, for a bootleg, I can't complain. All right. I did it. Inside, you can see there, and possibly you can see there are like ridges. Each one of those walls has ridges. This could have been redesigned. I mean, the cam tono from the ground up could have been designed not to be this. Inside is interesting. Yeah, like I said, I don't think the camera's able to pick up the fact... Well, actually, if I do the shadow like that, you can see the ridges. And then at the bottom, there's also some complexities. If I can tilt it just right, that's where the supports were kind of sticking. But for the most part, it is a viable cam tono. It is viable. I have no issue with it. I'll give it to Jedi because it's kind of got that pink hue to it. I'm going to go ahead and slice the lid. With supports, this one's going to take an hour or so. I don't think I'm going to broadcast that long, but let's get it started. Let's get it started. Ha! Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Ha! Let's get it started in here. Great album. Oh wait, did I do it 25%? Hope so, because otherwise the thing would be huge. Yeah, 25%. Now, I get to clean off the supports. To go into the bag, supports to melt down. These will be future Star Wars character bricks. Pretty cool. The only thing I noticed possibly was there's an edge that just did not scale down very well. I don't think that could have been avoided, unfortunately. I'm not sure if I can file those parts either, but yeah, like I said, I would like to see someone else take a stab at it. Not specifically talking about sports. Fix 'em, dude. It is pretty cool. Like I said, though, someone I would like, and I'll talk to a couple of the 3D designer people that I've connected with recently, like an FDM optimized Camtono that doesn't necessarily need to open. More like a pencil case, a pencil holder. You know, that would, I think, be cool. I love the fact, I mean, despite it kind of snagging, specifically like when I was trying to get the supports out, that wasn't fun. But I gotta tell you, inside, like from my end, I don't know how to shadow that, but like, that's pretty cool. Like inside, there's actually texture, so it is pretty neat. It didn't scale to 25 as well as I would have liked. Specifically, like this bottom part, like it kind of got chewed in these various ways. But I'm like, all right, well, I think it'll be fine. Not gonna complain too loudly. Again, there's only so much you can do. These are like unique, and these are printed, and you know they're not meant to be picture perfect replicas, but still. I have 3 new followers. That's great. That is just great. Wait, what? What is... yeah, this is 25%. Thank you, Coda120, for the support removal cheer. This is 25%. Like 100% would have like been off the bed. Like it was too large. I'm like, I don't think I want to do that. I like the smaller things, personally. Like I you know, but like I said, the model when I did it seemed to be fine. But like there were parts specifically like on this particular portion that it should have been solid all the way across, and it wasn't. It kind of goes up a tiny bit. But it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look horrible. Like I said, there are some... Let's see if I can get in there. I see some... Yeah, get something else. I see some pieces of filament. Second. Sorry, my computer, ever since this update, Thunderbolt has been an absolute mess. And now it's not connecting. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this was 25%. No, I'm going to need something finer than this. I thought the other one would have been way too huge. That's why I didn't do it. I'm like, oh shit. I don't need to be that big. Feel like I'm scraping calcium off teeth. It's like going to the dentist. Oh, speaking of, I have to do that tomorrow. I have to get Jedi a dental appointment. I'm really excited for her to get her glasses. She's had enough going on lately that she's completely forgotten about it. She'll remember soon enough. Like, when am I getting my glasses? And she doesn't know any better. She can't see yet. I think for Jedi it'll work. I'm curious to know how this lid is going to... It's not going to be a perfect fit on top. Unfortunately, maybe Jedi will figure out something else to do with it. I don't know yet. But for now, I think I'll keep it. I just like the fact that the iridescent, the pink, kind of the hue to it. It's kind of fun. Can you make an appointment with me? Oh, no. I probably need to get a dental appointment as well. Jedi would not be alone. But this is for her. I'll go to the dentist. Your teeth are clean. It's like, do you eat popcorn every day? Yeah, how'd you know? Oh, you've actually grown a popcorn tooth. A what? A popcorn tooth. A lot of people don't know about it. Yeah, I do eat popcorn. Whoop. Well, silly, a popcorn tooth is Mother Nature's way of saying, eat more popcorn. Really? I did not know that. Most people don't. But now, my popcorn isn't as good because I waited too long. It's not as fresh. Oh, I'll still eat it. Don't you worry about me. Don't you worry about me. Don't you worry about me. I'm gonna let this go. Sorry about that. Popcorn. Because I've got some cleaning up to do, and I'll show you the Camtono lid completed project tomorrow. Suggestion maybe, who's this? Because I have an idea of what I would do, but Amish Ace. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Amish Ace. Works for me, man. Happy to meet someone new. Hopefully we see him around. Thank you, Coda120. I was ready to raid, like, somebody else, but I think that'll work. I like it. I like it a lot. Thank you, Coda120. Love it. Thank you. That's exactly what I want. I gave everybody 500,000 points earlier. We're going to wrap up. Pop over to Discord if you want to see all the announcements and whatever. Thank you for following me on Twitter. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for hanging. Really do appreciate that. I'll be back again tomorrow with yet another thing to print. I've got plenty of other things I want to do. This is one of those things on the list. It's now just been checked off. Thank you once again, everybody. I love you. I appreciate you. But at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. We're going to be rating this guy who has no idea. Be nice. Do all you subs have your Tusken Raider? Like Perillo Raider? Do you got your sub ready? Perillo Raider? Yes, thank you, Mark. Get your Perillo Raider subs to spam the chat. Get ready. Get ready to spam the chat with tons of them. You do like Perillo Raider, and then you like copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. And then just you flood the chat with the Tusken Raid. He's gonna freak out. He's gonna freak out. He's gonna love it though. Being a Star Wars person, maybe we'll get a new person in the community. That's how we meet new people. That's why I love doing that. So thank you for that recommendation. Let's go ahead and start that process. Amish Ace. We're gonna make his night. Thank you so much for making mine. Really appreciate all the support. All the supports that I just took away from the game. It's a 3D printer joke. So, that's it. Love you, appreciate you. At this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices, and may the Force be with you. Always. Now, let's Tusken Raid Amish Ace. I got to get my, hang on, I got to get my emote ready. Raider, Perillo Raider. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, there we go. In 3, 2, I love this part. 1. Where is he? Oh crap.
What's up, Chris?
Tusken Raid!
Cow. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, everyone. Wow. Marked up Cyborg, thank you for the follow. Chris, thank you. Everyone with Chris, thank you. Wow. As you can see, thank you for the follow, Chris. Really appreciate that. Wow, did not expect this. Did not. Hype, yes, for sure. Any Star Wars fan is an instant follow. Oh, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Holy cow.
He's happy.
I love the emotes, by the way.
Tusken Raiders!
Tusken, man.
It's a Tusken Raider.
So, we're obviously building R2-D2 here. I started him on Sunday, and this is bag 6. And there's a lot of little pieces for the feet right now. Tusken Raid, yes. Love it. I love it. Oh, man. Middle of the Vader bust? Oh, yeah. How's that going? Finished him last night. Nice. Congrats. He's sitting on the shelf back there for me. I don't know when I'll get to him. Oh, R2. Nice. Going well. We screwed up one part.